All right, man. Let's talk about Gervonta Davis. My little clip on my microphone broke. I don't know what's going on, but let's talk about Gervonta Davis, man. Apparently, he went on a Twitter rant. People told with the fans and said he will be retiring in 8 more weeks. Um, and he went back and forth with Shakur Stevenson, and he basically was telling Shakur that he ain't getting the fight. They trying to cash you out. You boring. Don't nobody want to see you fight. You know, a dude is really, really take this off. Dude is really over the hill, or he really like, know he a bitch. By the way, when he started turning on his supporters, and he started turning on his supporters, you know what I'm saying? He started turning on people that support him, and now they starting to see the light. And what I seen a couple years ago when it came to Lomachenko, and he didn't want to squabble. Um, Shakur Stevenson still is not getting as disrespectful as he with Tank as he get with everybody else. And then he gets into, oh, you know what I did to you in sparring. I hurt you in sparring, and imagine I do the real fight. Look here, if you did it to him in sparring, and you feel confident that you can put hands, foot, and toes and elbows on him, why not just do it in a real fight? Or they cash you out, or how much you getting for your next fight. I'm telling y'all, man, it's just they don't make men like they used to make men. That's a fact. You can start to see that through sports, through you can see the emasculation of men in this country through sports. Look at, we did a video about the 2024 NBA draft or five draft class, and how sassy and how zesty and how feminine they look. I mean, you can hear the complaints from the women where guys don't know how to change a tire, guys never change the oil, guys can't change a doorknob, guys can't hang a picture, can't put a nail through the wall or anything. And you starting to see it. In a sport where you get paid to punch people in the face, and you can actually see who's the better man in the ring. The guys rather talk around it. Oh, I did this. You ain't making it, and that's when somebody's feelings is hurt. When y'all having a debate or they losing a debate, it could be about, H2O. It could be about the sky. It could be about, basketball. Nigga, you broke. You ain't got no money anyway. And when dudes resort to name calling, you see that a lot. When you see a lot of that on the internet, especially with females. When females are losing a debate and they can't just take their L and shut the fuck up, they start resorting to name calling. And Tank doing the same thing. So at the end of the day, just don't pay attention to him. Shakur Stevenson, I guess he gets some promo off of it, I guess. But he told Shakur, I ain't never seen the girls get dressed and say, we going to Shakur Stevenson fight. And the girl said, all facts. That shit was funny as hell. But at the end of the day, it's sad that you in a sport where, you supposed to compete against your contemporaries and your peers, and you can't get an opportunity to prove anything. And that's the problem with boxing. That's the problem with putting your children in boxing. Not only it's a hard road, you can do everything right and you still don't get what you deserve. It kind of reminds you of life. You know, you can do all the things right in life and be good. And I talked about Russell Wilson on a couple occasions recently, how, he's meek, he takes the higher road, you know what I'm saying? He's graceful and he don't get out of body for people. And, from that situation with him not getting out of body, people take his kindness for weakness. You know what I'm saying? But you in a sport where you can't prove that you better than somebody else because they won't oblige. Or the politics is in the way, or the promoters are in the way, and you gotta be headstrong. You gotta be able to knock people out when you need to. You need to win convincingly just to keep going on. It's really not worth it when you look at the sport of boxing. It's not. You can do everything right and somebody can say, nope, you don't deserve it. Crawford is an anomaly. Do you know how many fighters in boxing who dedicated their teenage years, their childhood, their life to boxing, and these promoters and the powers that be wouldn't let them break through? Crawford is a true anomaly. So many guys who had to work a 9 to 5, didn't get the pre-dim, had to do construction, and then go work out, go do road work and training after they before and after they went to work, and then you get to the pinnacle, you get to the mountaintop, and guess what? They deny you entry. You done walked all the way up the mountain, and they told you no, you can't get in. You know how many people had to take that fight? How many people you hear about? Larry Holmes, he had to break through. Aaron Pryor had to break through. Marvin Hagler had to break through. Terrence Crawford had to break through. People like Oscar De La Hoya had the yellow brick road. People like Sugar Ray Leonard had the golden road. You know what I'm saying? So many of these people had it easy. Guys like Bernard Hopkins, guys like Terrence Crawford, guys like Marvin Hagler, guys like Larry Holmes. You know what I'm saying? They had to grind tooth and nail. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for every one of those guys, there's a trillion, guys that went the similar route who didn't even get the option. It wasn't that they weren't good enough. Maybe they couldn't punch. Maybe they took it from him. I mean, Hagler had 43, 44 fights, and they before he had a title shot, and they robbed him of a title shot. 2 fights later, he came back. 2 or 3 fights later, he came back, went to the UK and rematched that dude in the same place. He won the title, and they threw trash and popcorn and soda at him. He couldn't even enjoy his title. So you can understand why people like Joe Frazier retired bitter, how Larry Holmes could be retired. I'm not saying he is bitter, but he could be bitter. You know what I'm saying? You can understand how Terrence Crawford can retire and be very bitter in the sport of boxing because this shit ain't fair. It ain't close to being fair. The media manipulates to have people believe what they want to believe. And unfortunately, that's what it is. So you get your blood, sweat, and tears, your ligaments, your bones, your tendons to the sports, your brain health to the sport, and you can pour everything into it, and you could be the best, but without the politics, without the promoters, the managers, the money behind you, it ain't got nothing to do with how good of a person you is or how bad of a person. We seen, people like Mike Tyson just have a persona and people and they just got behind him. No, did he? We seen guys like Sugar Ray Leonard have $1 million smile. We seen guys like George Foreman have a tremendous talent to knock people out, but he wasn't as glorified as Muhammad Ali because he had to gift the gab. Larry Holmes wasn't as popular because of the Ali fight, but then also, I mean, when he won the title, it was one of the greatest fights you've seen. Was it versus Ken Norton? I get him and Ronnie Lyles. I think it was versus Ken Norton or Ron Lyles. He strapped his nuts on everything you want to see. Aaron Pryor, all dog, got his hands dirty. Oh, you say I cheated the first fight, came back, knocked the motherfucker Alexis Royale out quicker. Shout out to him though. So it don't matter the dog you got. It don't matter the skills you got. The media and the promoters and all them, and the powers that be deem who they want to get behind. And truly, they get behind, if you a lot of times the stereotype. Even Sugar Ray Leonard, he was the first golden boy, but smiling, grinning nigga like Marvin, like my Hervin Magic Johnson, smiling and playing into this good boy image, Tiger Woods, or you got the other side of the pendulum where you have guys like Mike Tyson, Gervonta Davis, this hood image that they want to push. And I'm gonna talk about Young Dro too. I forgot about that. I'm gonna talk about Young Dro too, about the images they trying to push. How black people stereotype black people. How you said, I thought Shannon Sharp would act more black than he did, and it's just to the point where, like I said, man, you can't say the community, all y'all brothers, trying to fight the good fight. It's over with. It's over with, man. You just got to find good black folks, and y'all got to create your own little circle, And unfortunately, it's just to the point now where you just got to find good people that believe in the same values that you believe in, regardless of color, and go that way. It's just no more. Am I my brother's keeper? We're not. We can't get money together. We can't trust together. We can't work together. And I be seeing it on a day-to-day basis. I be feeling bad. You warn brothers like, hey man, and they don't give a fuck. They don't care about their self. They don't care about their health. They don't care about their wealth. Nothing. You be trying to look out for niggas and shit, and then you know what I'm saying. Like I said before, is I say this, it ain't too many good black folk no more. It's a bunch of hoe ass niggas like Tank and Shakur Stevenson. Ain't too many good niggas no more. I swear to God, ain't too many good black people anymore. Even the black productive people are shitty people. Just look around when you go out and you go out and how the brothers don't do the inaugural nod or the black families don't nod when y'all in the establishment. There may not be that many black people left. We looking at each other like we the enemy. You try to look out for people and it ain't reciprocated, or it's like, nigga, I got it. It's like, all right, cool. But then when they go through something, they won't help. That's why I don't fuck with people. I stay in my own lane. That's the best way to do. Stay in your own lane. Stay in your own lane, bro. And hopefully, God can send you some people that you can work with. I don't give a fuck if you family, not family, regardless. If you ain't going in a direction I fuck with, or if I try to help you out and you a hoe ass nigga, or you like, I'll be good on niggas, man. I'll be good. You be thinking like, we all we got, man. Nah, fuck that. You all you got. And this is just the same case. They can break bread and make a bunch of money again. And maybe, who knows, they may do that in the end of the day. But him saying he's going to retire and I'm out the sport, shout out to him. And that's the one thing, I'm going to say this, one of the reasons why Gervonta is a female. This is how females think. They don't have most females don't have a moral compass. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they gonna do what they gotta do to survive. And in their mind, they gonna justify, even if it's building up a lie, even if it's taking a little bit of a truth or some of the mixture, they're gonna justify why they did what they did. Whether it's sending their husband to the upper room, whether it's cheating on them, whether it's robbing, stealing, killing, in their mind, they sleep easy at night because they can justify why they did it. And they sick one, Bob wasn't spending enough time with me. Or I remember that time, Trent was 10 minutes late picking me up for work, so I went to go suck somebody else. That's how they do it. And Gervonta is the same way. There's no shame in his game. There's not a backbone in that fucking rat's body. None. None. There's not a code. There's not a moral compass there. Nothing. He don't feel a cowardly or nothing like that. So, one thing I respected about Broner, he didn't have to take that Madonna fight. They didn't want him to take that Madonna fight. He took it. And then they asked me, hey, do you regret that fight? Real nigga. He said, no, I'll do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'll do it all over again. That's a real motherfucker. You can't regret. You can't regret when something is in your power and you choose to do something, you thinking about it and you choose to do it. You can't regret that. When people start regretting is when I didn't listen to my first mind, or I shouldn't have listened to that person. I should have did this. You ever heard, oh yeah, somebody talk you out of doing something? You might have been going out to, you probably going to fucking, Harvard University. And somebody said, yeah, the white folk, they're mean. You should go to HBCU. And you go to HBCU and you wish you would have went to Harvard. You know what I'm saying? But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Join the Patreon. I'll be updating it soon. Both of them. Peace.